And Daniel, straight ahead. Straight ahead for me, please. Just hold there for a second.
If you come to your left, please, that'd be wonderful.
I think the question you always have to ask yourself when you are looking at a film whose central characters are people who are famous or became famous later, excuse me, you have to sort of take their fame out of the equation and say, is this story still interesting enough that I would want to see this film regardless of the context of their fame? And the answer was yes in the case of the script. You know, I never had that moment in my life where I suddenly became obsessed with the Beats. I definitely, I've read sort of the most famous thing by each of them. Like I've read On the Road, Naked Lunch and Howl. But I haven't ever, and I've read a lot of Ginsberg's diaries now in preparation for this film. But really it was, you know, I sort of had I'd read those things and I had an understanding of where they fit in with, you know, in the American canon of literature and why they were so important. I don't think it is possible anymore to have a counterculture like the Beat movement. I hope that doesn't sound as pessimistic as it possibly does. I don't mean it to, but I think there are still loads of great, interesting things that can be done and happen in the art world and musically and everything. I think, you know, there's nothing that doesn't say anything about creativity, but I think that the art world, or rather, sorry, the world the Beats were growing up in and doing this in was one where it's possible to stay an underground movement. At one point there were 20 people maybe who knew about the Beats and they were all sharing their work and editing each other, and there was a long time for the principles of the movement to be formed before they were kind of exposed to, you know, a wider audience. And I think now probably with the advent of the internet and things just happening a lot faster, I think it would probably very quickly just have a lot of people. I think any actor who enjoys their job generally wants to find things that are as varied as they can, because that's how it's the most fun. So going forward, I definitely, you know, I want to try and test myself and do different stuff, although I don't know what part I would have to pick that would have people going, oh, he's just, you know, returning to, you know, Potter with that. I don't know what role I'm going to be offered that would make people say that. So, and hopefully